What is going on, BBO crew? This is your boy, Perfect Blue, here with week 8 of the Bandless Battlers League, where your San Diego State Azelfs will be taking on the Bracknell Beedrills, coached by Splurge. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about a couple of free agent moves that I decided to make. I wanted to make these moves on two things, really. One, I didn't really like the way the team was meshing together. I was 3 and 4. I really needed change, I feel. And two, I just wasn't having fun with a couple of mons, so I didn't feel they fit my playstyle. So if I were to bring them, I'd be very uncomfortable bringing them, and that's very important for me personally. Just having mons that I'm really comfortable with. That's just kind of important for my building. I'm kind of picky when it comes to that, I guess, but you know, it's totally fine, as it's just mons I want to use, and I'm going to be uploading, so like, might as well use cool mons. You get what I mean. So mons we decided to drop Raikou. I love Raikou. It put in absolutely no work this season though. Maybe I just used it bad, I'm not really sure. Tapu Bulu had that one game against Austin where it set up to +6/+6 bulk ups, but then got crit, unfortunately. Other than that, I haven't really liked it. Bisharp, I don't like Bisharp that much. I'm gonna be real. I don't know. I just don't like it that much, I guess. Pheromosa, out of all the mons here, it's probably the mon I will miss the most, because it's a Pheromosa. Well, that's one. And two, like, it just, bug fighting, 151 speed, how could you hate it, I guess. So, yeah, deciding to drop Pheromosa, and then finally Probopass here. God, I let Newman 147 go, I'm sorry. So, what did I want? I wanted Lele, I'll just be real. So, I had to drop Pheromosa, I wanted Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele just seems so nice. And because I had Lele, I wanted to drop Bulu, so I have a Crobat here. OB3, the Crobat, Frappe, the Tapu Lele. So, yeah. Raikou, I feel 3 points upgrading it to Zeraora will be worth it in the end. I think Zeraora is just a really good Pokemon that I've seen used well lately, and honestly, in standard format, I feel this is a top 10 mon, like real talk. But using it in an Uber's format, it doesn't have the power as most Ubers, but the speed tier is really nice to be able to revenge a couple things, etc. And I needed a steel type. I went with Cobalion. I kind of needed a rocker. I don't want to run Rock Groudon every week. That seems a bit boring. And I mean, I also have a Clef, but it really gives me another solid rocker. And yeah, that's why I wanted Cobalion. Last mon, I don't have a dark type and I have a Tapu Lele, so Psychic Spam is really nice because my resists are Bruxish and Tapu Lele. Is that really? Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah. So here, 1 point, I just pick up Glalie. It's a Glalie, does Glalie things, spikes are cool, ice is cool, and I wish it was a dark type, but I don't mess with Mightyena, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, these are the 5 new mons going on our team. Our Z mons going forward will be Cobalion, Victory Bell, Bruxish, and Glalie. Can't really afford anything else, oh well. I was thinking about, like, Zeraora, but in the end, it just didn't work out for me. I felt Cobalion with the Z is just too nice to pass up. So, anyways, enough talking about the transactions. Let's get right into the battle, or I guess team prep. So, Splurge is rocking with Z-Soul Galeo, Lando I with Sheer Force, Breloom, Mega Gyarados, Salazzle, Comfey, Z Rotomfrost, Scolipede, Z Corsola, and Giratina. Looking at this team, I really loved Zardex this matchup. It Lando-I is there, I know, and Lando-I is, it's not fun to switch into at all, but Zardex, this matchup, I feel can put in a lot of work just against his team, which is the mon I'm going to kind of have here first. I wanted, Lizard the Zardex here, Dragonclaw, Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Roost. Wisp is just nice to burn things. Mainly the Scolipede and Solgaleo. If I could burn those things, that could be really nice. Or even like the Mega Gyarados. Just burn its nice status. So, enough speed here to outspeed the Solgaleo if he is Jolly Max speed. I don't anticipate him to do so. However, just in case he felt I would get really aggressive speed creeping, I just wanted to be safe, as it's not really worth it. The extra bulk, I feel. Because, like, I guess Zardex should be able to take hits pretty well anyways, just due to its raw bulk, so I wasn't really worried about that. Next one we have here is a Life Orb Clef, Nico, Moonblast, Thunderwave, Fire Blast, Soft Boiled, 252 HP, 244, special attack mod is 12 speed. So the 12 speed was mainly so that I could outspeed a paralyzed Solgaleo, as I don't outspeed that unless I have the 12 speed EVs on it. Of course he has other things that will outspeed it, such as like Lando-I, but that can't get parried. Salazzle, I'm not staying in on Salazzle anyways, it's very scary. And Scolipede, which has speed boost anyway, so I felt I only really needed to creep the Solgaleo with this thing if he's paralyzed. And then Moonblast, the Fire Blast, kind of hits everything except the Salazzle, so I just really can't touch that with it. But if I were to get Hazards up, chip down at the Salazzle, that could be really nice. Next one we have here is OB3, our Crobat, making his debut. We have Life Orb, Air Slash, Shadow Ball, Roost, Nasty Plot, enough speed to outspeed the Salazzle. Again, I didn't want to get too aggressive with the speed creeping. I just assume max speed. So, Air Slash, Shadow Ball kind of hits everything. Like, flying moves in general kind of hit his team really nicely. His resistor, the Corsola, Solgaleo, and Giratina. I call Giratina a resist because that thing eats literally anything. So, kind of wanted Crobat here. It can roost on a lot of things. Can't get poisoned, which is really nice. And as much as I hate to say it, it's kind of like my Lando-I switch in a way. So, yeah. Next one we have here is Rin, Arzera, Aura, lefties, Sub, Calm Mind, Thunderbolt, HP Ice. I just felt like this was cool set, very cool set against him, as Volt Beam just in general. Rotom Frost, of course, resists it. However, that's kind of setup fodder for this. So as long as I don't get poisoned or anything, this can be a really good setup win con. As you can see here, we have the March Madness champ, Glalie. Why do I have a Glalie? So Sash, it's a Glalie, doesn't live much. But Spikes, I Shard, Ice Fang, Explosion. I really want Spikes up this game. Reason being, Solgaleo, that's kind of annoying. But mainly Giratina. I just need to chip at it, honestly. Because Glalie can help with that, but at the same time, it's like, just having Spikes on the field are really nice for the Giratina. Just to be able to attempt to pressure it so that Spikes just chip it down slowly but surely. And yeah. The last one we have here is Ruby, our Groudon. We've brought Double Dance a lot, or just like a dancing move. But here we're just going to bring 3 attack Stealth Rocks with 252 HP, 252 defense. This is a really nice Solgaleo check, I feel. I don't have enough attack on here to Oko the Solgaleo, but after 2 Spikes I can. And I'm not really relying on like KOing everything with my team. I'm kind of want to get Spikes up with Glalie or Rocks up with Groudon, and then just pressure his team with switching, as I feel that's the best way to take his team down. I know he has a Giratina, I know it can get defog, but I just need to keep the pressure on, and I felt that investing in attack really wasn't worth it. I really needed a way to check the Solgaleo defensively. And the Eye of Papa Berry, sure, I could have brought like Figgy, but that's too boring. Eye of Papa's the way. So, yeah, that's our team versus Splurge. And I'm just gonna click on the game right now. So as we can see here, Splurge decides to bring the Salazzle, Landoi, Breloom, Solgaleo, Giratina, and Mega Gyarados. I'll switch sides in a sec. But looking at this, I have a Sash Glalie. That's kind of my lead here. Let's go with this. So Breloom leads. The Breloom. So I don't think he wants it to take damage. I feel that really isn't his play, as you don't want to, like, it could have revealed that he was Sash or something if I were to hit it with an Ice Fang, but here I feel that, like, first of all, I outspeed it, so that's really nice, with my Glalie, but second of all, like, I could just threaten him with, like, an Ice Fang, and then I could, like, flinch or freeze if he's Sash. I don't know, just, like, I felt a Mach Punch here would never happen, as I do have a Crobat and a Clefable in the back. So here, I'm just gonna get up a Spike as kind of my best play. He goes into his Solgaleo, very scary Pokemon, but here I have my dedicated switch in, which is the Groudon. This thing can't get rocks up or anything. Flame Charge comes off, like, sure it's in the sun, but that did 14, so I am looking nice there. Gyarados is gonna come in. I'm just gonna Fire Punch. Reason I Fire Punch was Precipice Blades had a better chance to get more damage on the Solgaleo, of course, but there is obviously the chance he could go hard Breloom even, but Landoi and Gyarados getting a bit of chip on that could be nice, because they don't really have reliable recovery, as it's really just rest, so yeah, so that's why I kind of go for Fire Punch, and like I don't want to miss Precipice Blades, so the Solgaleo could have gotten out of hand. So right here, I'm going to pull the switch into Clefable, as it was kind of my best play. He goes for the Ice Fang, which reveals, like, man, the Groudon could have checked this thing, but I didn't want to mess around with, like, him not megging and Precipice Blades and him predicting, like, all the moves that I'm going for with my Groudon. So that's kind of why I wanted to go Clef. I felt Iron Head was never his play there, as there's a Groudon in front of you. Probably should try to hit it as hard as you can. I don't know. But yeah, here I'm going to go into my Clef, as he's just going to Iron Head. Luckily, we don't get flinched, and we get the Thunder Wave off. And what this does is, it makes it so that the Gyarados is paralyzed. A Dragonance one won't be very threatening versus me. So here he's going to switch into his Landorus, as I can just fire off a Moonblast, and that does 81. Life Orb Clef hits ridiculously hard, as if I get Rocks up with my Groudon, he can only switch into Rocks one more time, and he's definitely in range of a Glalie Ice Shard, which is really nice. So special attack drop, that's also really nice. I'm going to go into my Crobat. Sludge Wave, that did not do as much as I expected, which does tell me that he is not Life Orb. He could be Scarf. Scarf is a very possible option versus me. It can revenge the Zardex at +1. So, yeah, I feel this is a Scarf Lando. So here I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball, as it is the safest thing. He doesn't have a resist, except the Giratina, because that takes 29, even though it says super effective. Here I'm just going to Nasty Plot, as he Dragon Tails, kind of reveals his set, but that's okay, because I feel with my Crobat I can roost on him every time. Luckily I go into my Glalie though, and what that allows me to do is kind of just get another Spike up, as if you wanted to defog with the Giratina there, I guess that's fine. It would have been a lot more annoying, but if he is that, then I could have just went into my Zardex, put pressure on him. I could have gone into, like, not Clef necessarily, but I could have gone into my or just stayed in with Crobat even, and just like Nasty Plot Roost, kind of just annoy it a little bit. Reason I have Clef here alive though, Sack Fodder, that's cool. I can Soft Boiled on the Gyarados if he doesn't Iron Head me, so yeah, that's kind of why I have Clef around still. Obviously doesn't outspeed anything except the Gyarados, so I can always soft boil on that though, which is nice. But here, he gets parried. Here, I believe he went for the rock move. So, either the rock or the water move. I believe it's waterfall. But, yeah, he kind of predicted the Zard. Kind of unfortunate he does get parried right there. So, here I'm just going to Dragon Claw. That gets a crit, 7%, as waterfall is going to come off. But what's really nice here is that, first of all, I'll speed. Second of all, I could just roost off until, like, I'm at full and he gets parried, and then just kill it off. So here I'm just gonna, play a little, roost stalling. So, yeah, kind of annoying, but I feel I can get out of this situation with my Zardex at full health. But here he's gonna pull the switch into his Salazzle, as I'm like, okay, the only way this kills me is if he specs Dragon Pulse. He's not a Zmon, but if he specs Dragon Pulse, he can just kill me right here. And so what happens, right, is he specs Dragon Pulse and kills my Zardex, which is a huge threat to his team that's gone. So, feels bad, man. Yeah, really nice play by him, but that allows me to go into my Clefable. And here, I could have soft boiled, but like, his team's just too hard hitting for me, so here I'm just going to go for it. The nice Fire Blast, so Life Orb Fire Blast, that does 59. Nice chip on the Soul Galeo, as I can just go back into my Groudon here. Sunsteel Strike's going to come off, it's going to do 28. Yeah, I kind of wanted it to do a bit more damage as Eye Pop is a thing, but here he's just going to go for it again as I'm at 30 and Fire Punch is going to come off. No Eye Pop for me, feels bad, man. So here he's going to go back into his Salazzle. I don't really have a Fire Switch in here, so I decide Groudon can't really live a hit from anything to the point where it could proc the Eye Pop Berry. Maybe the Giratina, but it can like burn me, something like that, so kind of don't want that. As Salazzle comes back in, Fire Blast is going to come off, down goes Groudon, as we're down 5-4, but here I can just go into my Zeraora, immediately threaten him out. So what I actually do here is go for a substitute. Why? Because first of all, if he misses Fire Blast, that's great. Second of all, I don't really lose anything by doing that, just really a bit of bulk, but at the same time, it's like he was in range of a Thunderbolt anyways, so I really just wanted the sub up just to be able to have some fun. So here we're going to go for the sub. Very nice. Leftovers, nice. Here he goes Breloom, so it's like pretty obvious that he can break the sub, or at least live the hit. As I'm going to go for him Power Ice, it's going to do 72. Here Bullet Seed comes off. It doesn't do as much damage as I think it is, but that's because he is the Toxic Orb, Breloom. So here I'm like, okay, he's gonna, I feel the Mach Punch is coming, just to get a bit more damage on one of my Mons. So here, I'm just gonna sack the Clef. Why do I do that? Well, I wanted some health on Zeraora just to be able to have the health. Two, I could have gone hard Crobat, because that's the best way for me to, I guess, preserve as much health on between the Zeraora and the Crobat as possible. But at the same time, it's like I didn't need Clef anymore, so I could have just sacked it here. I'm not worried about differential at all, because like even though diff is very important in Draft League, I do have a lot of diff. So playoff race, come playoff race, I'm not really worried about that in terms of making playoffs. So yeah, Bullet Seed's going to come off, but here this means I can just go into my Crobat and fire off a Shadow Ball, as that'll take out the Breloom. As I'm at 43, that's okay. He's going to go into this, miss the Iron Tail, oofda, reveals that he is the Scarf variant. If he hit the Iron Tail, I would have gone into my Zeraora. Doing that means that I'll have to like Calm Mind, all that fun stuff, yada yada. I have to always have a sub up, because Lando could just revenge, but I do have Glalie in the back, so that Iron Tail miss kind of blows for him, as that could have made a huge difference. I would have lost the Crobat there, obviously, but here I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball and kill that off, as yeah, he goes into his Giratina. I know I can just roost on this, so that's really cool. As he's just going to go for the rest, so like, very annoying Giratina, as he has the Chesto Berry. So, like, no leftovers, but like, yeah. So here I kind of expect the Dragon Tail, as I'm just going to get some damage off. Zero Aura is going to come out, as I can just set up a sub on his Dragon Tail. However, he does have the Earth Power, so very unfortunate, as I'm just going to hit him Power Ice, as he is going to go for the Dragon Tail again, as Crobat comes back out, but I could just roost on up. And the reason why I beat this Giratina every time, especially with Crobat, is like, I could just go hard Crobat on the Giratina every single time if I'm in with Zero Aura. And it's like, as long as I have one of the two, between Crobat or Zero Aura alive, I beat the Salazzle. So it's kind of like just pressuring the Giratina. I could just play switches, as he doesn't have rocks up. His only rocker was Lando. The dumb thing about Solgaleo is it doesn't get rocks. That's kind of sucks, but because like most steel types do get rocks, but you not having a steel type that doesn't have rocks, that kind of blows. As yeah. So here I'm just going to go for the him power. I know that Earth Power could kill me, but I also feel like he could just Dragon Tail predicting the Crobat. And every time I'm in with Zero Aura, he could just realistically Dragon Tail on my Crobat and eventually chip that down. But it's like, I don't know, I couldn't, like, I had to put pressure on this Giratina to the point where it's like, I could win the game. Again, I feel like playing around, keeping Mons alive would have made it a lot more trickier. And I don't really want to throw the game from here. So here he's going to go for the Earth Power. That's going to KO. But he is in range of the Crobat, as Shadow Ball is going to come off here and be able to take out the Giratina. But here, kind of had to think about this for a bit. By bit, I mean like 30 seconds. But if I Air Slash miss here, he Fire Blasts me, I die. And then, by some miracle, like, I guess he Fire Blast burns my Glalie on my explosion and he lives. I don't know, like, that, it could get really messy. So here again, I'm just going to play for the diff, as I know a Shadow Ball plus an Ice Shard will be able to KO the Salazzle, as I'm just going to go for the safe play. And if by some miracle the Ice Shard from the Glalie doesn't like KO, if he has like a bit more bulk than I expected, because that is very possible, as long as he doesn't burn me on the Fire Blast, then I will be able to win the game, as I do have the Sash. So here I'm just going to go for the Ice Shard and KO the Salazzle, as that is a GG to Splurge. Like, that was a really fun game, first of all, as it's cool that Glalie was a mon that put in a lot of work. Suck losing the Zardex though, so yeah, we took the game 1-0. I felt I had to play very safe this game just to secure the win, as we move on to 4-4 plus 5, I believe. So that is a very nice differential for us, as it really puts me ahead in the playoff race. I have 2 games left. One of them is against Panther, who took over for Omega Jolteon earlier in the season. Panther's a really scary dude to play, so I'll have to be on my A game for that. And then week 10, we are against Aaron himself, as looking to get a win there. As long as I win one of the 2, I feel that I can make the playoffs, as being 5-4, or like, let's say I was 5-5 with a nice differential. Obviously, I'll be in the race, and there may be some 5-5 teams that miss the playoffs, because like, I feel my differential is good enough to the point where I can win that tiebreaker. And like, another thing is, so Gypsy, he kind of takes like 10 wins out of the pool, so it's like the overall quality of the rest of the 15 other battlers would go down a bit, just because he gets 10 wins, because Gypsy's kind of nuts in that sense. He's been playing really well, so yeah, when someone does really well mathematically, it's like the wins have to go somewhere and the losses have to go somewhere. So the overall quality of the rest of the players, record-wise, goes down a little bit. So yeah, anyways, a bit of the rambling from that. I felt this game, it was a nice game against Splurge. The Scolipede, him not bringing that, like, I do have the Groudon. Defensive Groudon's just nuts to play against, as, yeah. And also, like, Glalie, with, Lando Eye being a very big threat to my team, just having Eye Shard on something is really, really nice. Just because I know if I get a bit of chip on that, then the Glalie will be able to, beat the Lando Eye. And just, like, Ice against his team. I know he has Solgaleo, but I had ways around that. Salazzle. The Dragon Pulse on the Zard kinda sucked, but it is what it is. And yeah, so Glalie taking the game. I'll let you guys go for now, but thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, comment down below. Really anything. I really like interacting with you guys. And thank you very much. Peace.